Welcome back, everyone, to AHSAA TV Weekly. We are thrilled to welcome to our program today Lexington track coach Cindy James and javelin thrower Aspen Arrowsmith. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Well, I am thrilled to do this interview today. Aspen, I don't think I've ever interviewed a javelin thrower, so I've got a lot of questions for you, but let's start with you, Coach. First of all, congratulations on how the season's going for you so far. Catch us up a little bit. Tell us about your history and how you got into coaching the sport.
Well, I started coaching right out of high school in 1999, and I was coaching basketball and then some other sports on the side. And then I moved schools and came to Lexington. I was coaching basketball here, and I had a couple of basketball athletes that were pretty good runners. We did not have a track team at the time, and so I had spoke to a couple of the parents of those athletes, and I was like, I really think they could be successful in track. And so one of the parents actually was a teacher in the elementary here, and she said, well, let's see what we can do. And I said, well, I'm all for it, I'll coach it. And so I went to the principal, and he said, well, you're going to have to start from zero. We have no money for you, and we have no equipment. And so I was like, I can do this. So 13 years ago, I started a track team here at Lexington. And that particular year, I had 6 kids. And 2 of those kids, which I started the track team for, ended up going college, and were successful in state themselves. And it just continued to grow. And currently this year, I have over 50 kids, boys and girls. And it's a lot of fun. I love the kids. I love to see them have success. I love the individual abilities of themselves and being successful, and they're proven against themselves, basically. They love to give themselves standards and meet them. And so it just kept rolling.
Well, Coach, that is awesome, just the growth and success that you've seen there at Lexington. And I know that this young lady sitting next to you is a big part of that growth and success. So introduce us to Aspen.
Yes, ma'am. This is Aspen Arrowsmith, and she is currently a senior at Lexington School. She came to me, she was a softball player, and came to me and was thinking about getting into track. And she'll tell the rest of the story how that went. But we're excited for her to be going to Alabama next season and competing at Alabama as a javelin thrower.
That is really awesome. Aspen, tell us about how you got into the sport.
Okay, as Coach had mentioned, I used to be a softball player, and previously, like throughout my years of playing, like I had already had caught on to the fact that I can throw really well. So I wanted to join track to run, and I found out later on that I'm not a runner. So I tried javelin, and very first meet I threw 91 feet. And so from then on, I just kind of stuck with it, kept practicing and everything.
She didn't realize like what she had done with that throw.
I had no idea.
She had no clue in this world. So I was really, really excited, and it was like, okay, no big deal. But I was like, you don't understand. You don't have an individual to throw 99 the first time they compete. That's for a female.
Well, and speaking of not understanding, I mean, you start with 90, but then, some stats I want to read here. Last year, Aspen, you won the 2A state championship with a throw of 132 feet and 2 inches, which was just shy of the 135.8 state record. But then this year, you've already thrown the spear 152 feet. So, I mean, your trajectory is certainly going in the right direction, if I could put it that way. Tell us what you think is ahead for you, at least the rest of the season.
Well, I set a goal for myself every season, and that is like reaching a certain amount, of feet. And my goal obviously is to place first this year, and to hopefully reach 160 feet. And I can see myself reaching that.
I think you can absolutely do it. Well, Coach James, tell us what you think Aspen brings to your team dynamic as a whole and how she's a leader on your team.
Well, Aspen is not just a javelin player. She was also a volleyball player and a basketball player too. and successful in both sports. And you have to, at a school this small, most kids do compete in more than just one sport. She was a captain of both teams, a leader. Both teams were successful for us and everything. So I have 5 seniors on this team, 3 of which are females. And it's kind of neat though, because they all have their different types of events. So I have one that's a runner that will be going to BSU, and then I have a thrower that's the shot put and disc, and then I have Aspen as a javelin thrower and a triple jumper. And so she has brought leadership. She's also the first track member that will go to Alabama, which is pretty exciting. It was big for our school as a whole in any sport. And so it's been pretty exciting for us. And I also got to have the privilege of going and doing her tour of Alabama with her. The coaches, he wants everybody involved, and he was really good to all of us, to let all of us be involved on her visits and everything. So it's been pretty exciting, and I think it's bringing a lot of joy to the team, because they're like, hey, that's something I can work for. Like, we're Little Lexington, but there's people that are being successful in Little Lexington. So it's been pretty exciting to watch her expand and be successful.
Well, Coach James and Aspen, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We wish you all the best and the continued success the rest of the season. And then Aspen, as you go on to Alabama, we wish you all the best there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for allowing us.
And we'll be right back after this on AHSAA TV Weekly.